Welcome back to those who were here last time. Always a Paint Club. This time, we have set up a handy little Twitch hashtag thing. Not Twitch, Twitter. Hi. But first of all, hello everyone. How was your weekends? Did you have a good New Year?
Yeah, I did have a good New Year. So
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
What'd you get up to?
Had a Chinese, watched some TV,
Nice.
and drank a few drinks. Pretty standard.
Fairly standard. Mate, Mr. Badger, what did you get on with?
Well, you were there for it because we were kicking some butt on computer games.
Oh shit, yeah, we were playing some Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we had a bit of Deep Rock Galactic, which crashed, which is...
I did. Although I did manage to, after we finished, I did manage to get my guy promoted and stuff, so...
Nice.
Yeah.
Good things.
So yeah, me and Five Power Badger, we just, we spent the night together. Online.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I want you arrested for breaking
lockdown. Okay, what's everyone painting today?
I'll let Paddy go first.
I will be trying to get more of these fellows painted.
Oh.
I have a few of them left. I have one bike and an attack bike left to do, but it's the same. It's essentially the same thing being painted. Just one has some extra bits to attach to it.
Lovely.
I am painting this old Demon Prince.
That looks pretty much painted as it is, man.
And there's loads left to do. I haven't done the legs.
Fair enough.
Gotta do the bat wings. So that's a darker grey.
Yeah.
And that's black. So we need to paint over the black. So it's like this side. Repaint the skin. And just add a bit more detail to it. So
nice. I'm going to be painting a Leman Russ. It's already sort of half painted because I changed my mind on the paint scheme halfway through, and that's why there's a black bit there. So I've had an idea, and I'm going to give it a go. See how we get on.
Awesome.
Pretty OG with the... I think all our models are pretty OG, to be honest, tonight, because I got the old Demon Prince. Paddy's got the old bike. And, well, they're never going to change the Leman Russ model.
Oh, it's a classic design. You don't need to do anything with that.
Oh, they have changed. That's what we said about rhinos.
Oh, yes.
And they're going.
True.
Rhinos are so shit.
When it comes to the Leman Russ,
great in the game. What are you on about?
Yes.
Well, actually, that is something in 9th edition with the overhaul with the vehicle rules. Rhinos are actually reasonably decent now. Instead of them just being like really just like chimeras, because they don't work on an armor class anymore. They work with wounds and degradation. Every vehicle pretty much works in a similar fashion. Obviously, some of them will have more wounds than other vehicles.
I remember back in the day, you'd take one shot and it was done. All your guns were blown up, and it was
gone, Dave.
That's it. Luck of the draw no longer exists when it comes to just bolt guns penetrating your asshole and
I mean, it's a lot better now because really the vehicles behave as they should.
Yeah.
So they're not just like one shot dead. They actually take time to kill.
Yeah.
You're not paying like 300 points for like a Land Raider just to see some guardsman from a missile launcher immobilize it for the whole game in turn 1.
Oh man.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Good. It's nothing more depressing than being at the mercy of the dice gods.
Still that is, but it's just not as
bad.
It's not as crippling if you do, because obviously you can lose wounds, you can regain the wounds if you've got your mech
tech priests,
mechanicum tech priests and things like that.
Yeah, it's like one lasgun shot won't destroy a rhino.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that
2
makes-
las cannon shots might, if you get lucky on the dice roll.
Yeah.
But realistically,
They're
you're not
supposed to
gonna
kill
roll it.
tanks.
So it's like, because all you want a fucking rhino to do is just be it's just a bus
Yeah.
for my corn berserkers.
Just get your dudes to the front line.
Exactly.
Right.
So-
I'm going to do a quick paint thing. So what I've done is I've painted the ring, which I didn't paint before, with Fenrisian grey, I think it is. Does that look like it matches? Because I'm trying to work out what paint scheme I used initially.
It does look like it matches, but we all know
Camera's
what
line.
cameras are like. This.
Yeah, I'd say
It looks okay in the light to me.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the base is Fenrisian. I use a lot of Mechanicum Standard Grey, which I've overused, which is why I'm changing the stripes, because that's going to be all the plate work and the armour and the guns and that. And then I'm going to do like a white and probably something a bit brighter, like Celestra Grey, maybe, with a white outline.
Good evening, Firepower Games.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Richard is here.
Oh, so big GW news.
Oh, yeah.
There's bringing back Bretonians for the Old Age Warhammer.
Yeah, your army's not useless now.
Well, so they're releasing new models for it, obviously, because they want to make a sweet buck out of nostalgia. But
I'm going to make a fat stack of cash.
Oh, they'll bring them back into the Age of Sigmar or something. I'll just get rid of Age of
they
Sigmar.
got rules for Age of Sigmar Bretonians, but they're not very good.
Yeah. They'll give
It's
them
almost
a
like
boost
they
at
made
some point.
bad. Yeah, so looking forward to Old Age Warhammer.
Oh, sure, good butties. This paint's fucked.
Oh no.
It's
You're
not.
going to have to
I mean,
put something different.
it's not solid. It's just oily, which means it just needs shaking and stirring, which is doable.
An old trick I used to use when I was young and didn't know any better was to add, like, if you were getting a pot which is almost dry, getting like whiskey or something in there. I think Dave forgot what the mute button is there.
No, sorry, I banged me thing on the table, and the dogs thought it was someone at the door.
Right. But yeah, you get some like whiskey or something.
Yeah.
Or vodka. That was what you used to use. Pour that, like a little bit of that in the paint pot.
Nah, there you
You
go.
might get a little bit more out of it.
I've given it a good old shake up, and it's Perth now. Look at that.
The worst case scenario is you just, you have a bit of vodka in your paint.
So I got myself a base coat brush, which I'm using as my tank brush, because I find the tank brush is a little bit meh, bit shit.
He says, using a tank brush.
That's not. It says base.
This good or no? Me.
Oh yeah.
And they're like a little bit shit.
I need a bit of moderate control. You know what I mean? That's plenty of paint. That.
Well, mine is just like slapping on the.
Yeah.
Hey up there, Mev.
Oh, greetings, Mav.
Evelyn, hello.
How do, sir?
So, yeah.
It'd be nice to see some of those Bretonians coming, to be honest.
Yeah. It has been too long.
I just wonder how they're really going to fit them in again.
Mm.
But they do have a lot of really, really nice big character models. So,
What's this for now?
Bretonians.
I think they're going to, because they're doing the Old Age Warhammer,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's going to be based before the fantasy setting was. So I think they're just going to like release a whole new range of Bretonians. Because if we're being brutally honest, it wasn't like a diverse range. You had knights, a certain other type of knight, a holy type of knight,
And they were just horse dudes, weren't they?
peasants, flying knights, damsels, and Lord Knights on hippogriffs
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, it
and
was just
a trebuchet.
different mounts, and then ye olde English peasant fellows with pitchforks and stuff.
Pretty much. Like, so. But then again, there's a lot you can do with like that sort of medieval fantasy setting.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just depends really.
I'm just
What
going to turn
you
my
can
lights
think
on because I can barely fucking see what I'm doing. The last time we did this, we did it in like daylight, so I could see what I was doing.
You can't.
I've realised I've just cut this up. Yeah, fuck it. Just go all out. Just go all out.
Blood for the blood god.
I was like, could you have knights and trebuchets? I think that's what the goblin doom diver was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is exactly what goblins
Yeah, that is.
and Gretchens and that are.
Yeah. But I mean, if you gave the knight a parachute, why the hell not? But Bretonians frowned on up till 5th edition. Bretonians, you couldn't have war machines in Bretonian armies. So
Stingy cheap tactics. That's why.
Definitely.
Nothing knightly about getting stomped on the top of the head by a giant rock flying through the sky.
but then they had the trebuchets in the army, and they just they ruined the game because it's just like I'm subscribed to this YouTube channel called Mini War Gaming, and whenever they do like old fantasy battles with Bretonians, it's just like turn 1. Oh yeah, the Bretonian trebuchet just killed that greater demon,
He just wrecked his tits.
and if you go second, which you always do because you want to pray, you get like a invulnerable save, and it's like you basically got Terminators on horses,
God,
and
Jesus.
it's just like, and it was ridiculous. Like I had like a pretty, I would say, cheesy as fuck Bretonian list where I had quite a big unit of Grail Knights with this banner, which meant you don't get rank bonuses. So they were effectively wiping out every unit they charged into.
Oh, tasty.
That's
It was
max into the
it
max.
Age. It was a good age.
Not like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone who mentions Age of Sigmar in chat gets perma banned.
No, they don't. You don't have the power to do that. Everyone mention Age of Sigmar, just do another mention.
Yeah, I will find your house and burn it down.
I think.
I already know where your house is, Dave. So.
Oh, watch
So
out. Dave.
he'll just burn my house down for everyone else, I guess.
For the sake of everybody else.
Yeah.
So, Dave, I'm sorry, I've got to do it. You're like, I understand. And everything just, that's it.
So yeah, that's my little tirade about Age of Sigmar. I don't like it. I did try.
Not many do.
It's
going to need
well,
a few
apparently
codes this.
because it's doing really well, but not this old horse.
Hey, Rich, you don't have guys with snaz guns either.
Every model possible in there, bar the Gork and Morka notes.
Yeah, his orc army is in. It's
Yeah, but look at it. What's a Morganaut? I'm just going to Google a Morganaut. Morganaut.
is effectively a orc land raider, but in an orky style because it's just a big orc. It's WAAAA.
Oh, okay, I see what it is, yeah. The thing with orcs is, like, you can just convert any, like, rubbish you got around your house like
into a vehicle.
cans or beer bottle. You know, Pringle tubes are probably like the key element of any orc army.
Isn't a Coke can
Put
just to kill a
steel
can?
on the side of it, and you just say, "Well, it's a war truck," you know.
Yeah. I want to
It's
see
like-
someone make a killer can out of an actual Coke can.
Or like get those IKEA toilet, you know, those like bathroom bins you can get.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like get one of those.
Orc
and
Titan.
just put loads of guns on it and a couple of orcs and loads of like disheveled plasterboard and stuff, and then you just go, bang! That's my orc Titan.
The gargants.
Yeah.
The
Like if I was an orc
gargants.
player and I'm tempted, like my whole army would just be like, you know, stuff I didn't throw away in my recycling.
Scratch bin.
Yeah,
That'd be a cheap way to collect.
definitely.
You got to get some normal boys in there just to
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I get a few boys in, you know,
fill out the ranks.
What?
knobs, but there will be just a lot of, you know, just arts and crafts.
Yeah. Just get your mum's dildo and put some wheels on it and just call it a mega knob.
Ahoy!
Way.
Enjoy all of it.
I am about Dave. My mum's a virgin. How dare you?
Innocent.
Finished?
Immaculate conception there. I
Oh,
think Machin just called himself Jesus, everyone.
am I the son of a god?
Science.
Yes. Yes, I think I am. Mm,
It's not for me to decide, but I will. And yes, I am.
yes, I think I am.
Bow down to me, peasant.
What's happening, Paddy?
Not me. On my side of things?
Yeah.
I'm getting through all of the base sort of silvering of everything else, and I'm going to start filling in all of my colours.
Right. I'm going to give the old Twitter a quick check. By the way, if you fancy sharing your creations with us, whether you're painting them now or you've painted them recently, we have a hashtag at the top of the screen. Hashtag Bulls Paint Club.
And by we mean Dave, because me and Paddy don't use Twitter.
Yeah, that's why we've got the other thing as well. But yeah,
I'm waiting for the complaint to come from a certain individual.
but yeah, there's the Twitter screen. So if you send your stuff over to us, it'll show up in that box there.
There's going to be a lot of dick pics. I'm just going to throw
God,
that
yeah.
out
Comes for
I
days.
just clicked on the wrong
there.
thing.
Potential of being.
Whole load of mega knobs, Dave.
Don't worry, I can pre-screen it. It's not. I thought this through.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, I'm going to the toilet and I'm going to send a dick pic. You know, it's just like.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure Twitter's terms of service. I mean, it'd probably be worth it for some people, but
It'd be worth it for memes. You know?
All the memes.
damn memes, yeah.
Some people just like watching the world burn, you know, and it's just like.
Yeah, it's good. Okay.
Boom.
It was like, what was it, Tinder? It's like when they used to have a giant dick pic problem on there.
They used to.
I'm pretty sure they still do have
Yeah.
a problem.
When I was going on dates last year before I met my girlfriend, a lot of women were saying it's not as bad as it used to be. So
Okay.
I think they've cut down on it a little bit now.
I thought just the dicks have got bored.
Oh, they've got girlfriends.
Who'd have thunk it? It works.
Big schlong.
Yeah, dick pics work. You heard it here first, guys.
We do not endorse.
Not sending dong pics to anybody.
We do not condone dick pics.
We do not condone the
We just merely state the facts,
harassment
which is
of
they
women
work.
on or men.
Who knows? They might have got booted off the service, but you never know.
No, Richard, no. No, just no.
Is that a story that is not safe for stream?
Well, do you not know the internet's mighty meat spin?
Do you know what? I don't think I do.
It's essentially set to you spin me right round, baby, right round.
Okay.
All it is it's just some old man's dong being rotated violently in a circle.
I remember that, but that's so 2005.
It still lives.
I mean, it's on the internet. Once it's up there, it's there forever.
It lives.
Like in like 10, 20 years when we're all like ashamed of this, it'll be there forever.
Gonna be like, here's the humanity's greatest achievement. It'll just be some old man dong rotating constantly to I spin you right round, baby, right round.
Yeah.
Like a record, baby, right round, round, round.
That's what society will be judged on.
I think Two Girls One Cup was probably significantly worse.
Oh yeah, there were worse things, but meat spin was kind of more prolific. Should that be the word used? Prolific?
Well, it was before, what's it called? It was like those Rick Astley memes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
I actually think it was around about the same time. It was like the filthy counterpart to it. Because if you didn't get caught by that, like, never going to give you up. And rickrolled and things like that, you always got caught by a big old penis.
I mean, I still rickroll people today. Yeah.
Oh, Major, that's so 2001.
Bollocks. People weren't getting rickrolled in 2001.
Don't know, you know.
All we had in 2001 was bloody MSN.
Right.
But,
I think I've got one of those mindsets where you think like the 90s was 10 years ago, and it really, really wasn't.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have the same mindset.
It's just the 90s was 10 minutes ago. It just never left.
Do you remember the 90s? You know, before 9/11. Those were the days, and then it all went to shit.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people like sort of a bit uncomfortable with the the 80s nostalgia. Everyone's like, oh, the 80s was amazing, and it was really a terrible time.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, there was constant threats of nuclear annihilation. Everyone was terrified. Everyone was racist, and no one cared. I guess that's why people think it was better back then. Some people.
I would not say not much has changed, do you?
Well, there's a lot more pushback on it, I suppose, which is good.
Yeah, it's still just as racist and terrifying.
It's okay though, Dave, because Thatcher was around and she put those working class hooligans in their place.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Machin voted for the Tories.
Liberal Democrats.
Well, you have voted in the past for them.
Yeah, well,
which in my neighbourhood is a hate crime.
Downvote, 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 downvote.
I think that's what appeals to me so much.
Well, you love hate crimes.
Is it like some kind of danger thing? Like people who go on roller coasters and shit? It's like,
I vote Tory for the thrill.
Walk outside and get the shit kicked out of you. Like, it was worth it.
But yeah, we all do silly things.
Oh yes, we do. Hell, I once voted Green.
Ugh.
Yeah, that wasn't going to get anyone anywhere, was it?
Oh God.
Well, it was like the thing of everybody's voting this, and then it's like there is no real sort of other party or abstain from vote other than just not voting at all. So I guess you used your vote. In one of those fashions.
There was one year I was going to vote for the Socialist Workers' Party, but there was no one standing in my area.
None of them left.
Yeah, there was no one there.
There's literally, I don't think there's any Socialist Workers' Party in. Maybe in the rallies, but
I mean, the party will exist. It's just going to have like 4 members who will go to the pub every week and talk about
And complain
socialism.
about how they can't get into power.
Yeah. Well, they won't complain about how they won't get into power. They could probably complain about how the Tories are constantly in power now, because basically Labour have made themselves unelectable, unfortunately.
Right. Well, I think Labour are going to get in the next election.
Yeah, probably a pity
It'll
vote.
be like it'll be a pity vote. Just exactly the words I was going to use, Dave.
Yeah,
People
they won't be in long, I don't think, because of the way the boundaries are set up. Why are we talking about politics on a painting stream, guys?
Science,
Anyway,
because it's heresy. And we must purge the heresy.
Because I
yeah.
got a history degree, and it's all I'm good at.
Oh, Machin, your degree is ancient history.
Fuck you. History is art.
I've got a marketing
That's-
degree and I do bloody basically data entry and data analysis. So, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta analyze that data.
Oh, yeah. Got to
I didn't
analyze
even
it.
get a degree.
Oh.
I failed mine last year.
You actually
Yeah, I
like,
remember-
properly failed bad.
I remember when Dave had super long hair.
Oh, man. That was bad.
That
Maybe
was
next time I'll prepare a few photographs to put
No.
on screen.
No, because I remember my hair.
Oh, yeah, you're not getting out of it either.
Weird.
Hey, what-
Yeah, you had giantly long hair there, Machin.
I do, because it made me look like a lesbian librarian.
Oh, you did look
And,
like a lesbian librarian, yes.
Especially when I had glasses as well.
Yeah.
It was not a good look.
Now you look like a lesbian hipster, but that's beside the point.
That's well, with a beard.
Hey, women come in all shapes and sizes these days. I'm not one to judge.
He likes it when it tickles his balls.
There we go.
How's
When we
everyone
were-
getting on?
I'm doing pretty good.
Are you painting your spruce blue?
No, I'm not painting this spruce blue. This is the colour of the plastic.
Really? Didn't know spruce came like that.
Here is something that I can talk about.
Come on.
The models that I am painting currently are from the Conquest magazine subscription.
Oh.
And yes, and most of the sprues for these are color coded for the armies that are being painted. The Nurgle and Death Guard stuff is a weird. It's like a Death World sort of green color. And the Ultramarines one is obviously blue. Any of the scenery comes in like this deep, sort of burgundy, almost browny red kind of color as well.
Yeah.
So each section is kind of color coordinated in its own way.
Oh. Do you think they've gotten the rights to sort of, print the sprues themselves, or do you think they make it in the same factory just with different plastic?
Oh, I think they just add color to the plastic. It's the same plastic. It's just that it's just not grey.
Okay.
I think it's part of the to make it easier for new people.
Yeah, here's the bad guys. They are this color.
It's like you look at the Death Card easy to build sets. They're green.
Yeah. All of the easy to build sets, all of the new starter sets are mostly like the quick build ones are colored plastics. I'm not so certain about the ones with the Necrons in them though. I am not sure.
Andromeda's set was.
The Andromeda set was normal plastics. It's all grey.
Yeah, it's all grey. I was going to say.
But there are different sort of starter sets out there now, little different tiered ones where you get scenery in them. You get a bunch of a couple of squads of dudes. It's not like the full box, but it pretty much gives you the rules, a pared down version of the rules, scenery, a couple of guys to paint, and some missions, a mission pack.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it, that set that you've got, or did you just get it because you wanted something to paint?
Right, the Conquest set. I will tell you, the Conquest set is 80 books. I'm still missing some of the books, so I'm gonna stare at Firepower Games for a moment here because he's supposed to have called the magazine company to have told them that I'm missing some of the books. Still hasn't. You essentially get 2 massive armies of the newest models. Obviously, it's with the exception of the bikes here. You get on the Space Marine side, you pretty much get 2 squads of the Primaris Intercessors, a squad of the Aggressors, a squad of the Interceptors, which are the jump pack ones.
Yeah.
You get 2 scout squads, like old style scout squads. So one you can put with shotguns and things like that. One you can put with sniper rifles. You get one of the new dreadnoughts, the Redemptor dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
You get a old land speeder, but it comes with all of the additional things to turn it into the variants, like the Typhoon and I think it's just the Typhoon, to be honest. You get one of the massive new tanks.
Ooh.
But I still do not have that tank because it's in one of the last bunches of stuff.
All right. I mean, is it one of those cases where it just didn't get delivered, so you're probably going to be down?
Well, if I get, but the thing is, I've got the last 2 issues, but I'm missing like 12 issues.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to get onto them and be like, you know what? Yes, you do know, and you should have done it, Mr. Richard.
I saw that pop up in chat before.
You should have done it a long, long time ago.
So yeah, I mean, they'll probably have to just give you some reimbursement and you have to just buy the models yourself.
Well, to be honest, they should just send me the bloody things for them. Which would be nice. Because
they might not have it in stock anymore.
Well, they've got to have it in stock. They'll have to make it to...
They have to, because I'm missing mine!
Well, the thing is, they're all in-stock models. They're all models that are sold in store. So there's no reason for them to not...
Are you telling me the Games Workshop will have them? I thought you meant the magazine company.
No. The magazine company essentially just grabs the stuff off the Games Workshop and then sends them.
Firepower Games, he's been busy. He's been on furlough, being all busy on that.
Totally has.
Right.
I just realised it's a lot easier if I just paint it this way. Get all the crevices rather than going up and down. Yeah. Learning on the go, peeps.
I'm just checking out this scheme now. See what it looks like. It looks okay. Dunno.
I mean, my chat is still good. So everything is at least working.
Yeah, it's just basically 2-tone of grey. Obviously, it's going to be a bit more like accenting going on with the white in between, and there's going to be grey paneling and like the what's it called, bulk gun metal as well.
All the guns, sons.
Yeah, I have a husky has joined me for the paint. I'll just twist was in the camera there so you can see. Hello, bear. He's looking very regal right now, but really he's dumb. So dumb. So dumb. He's tired.
Getting there with these silly, annoying bolt guns that go on the front of the bikes.
Right, I need to find the white. Now, you stop whinging at me, please. There it is. And it was on its side. It's not skull white anymore, it's white scar.
I'm pretty sure that it's changed again, Dave.
Is it?
Because I have a thing here that says, it's way too bright, but it says ceramite white.
Mine says white scar.
Boop. Yeah, to be honest, it could just be 2 different versions of white.
I think it is.
Possibly.
Let's get some paint on this thing here. Oop.
And how can you get two different versions of white?
Well, you got like slightly off right, then you got like the creamy right, then you got.
I mean, I know I've actually got Wraithbone as well, which is sort of like a very, very faint, sort of creamish colour.
Yeah.
And I use that to kind of highlight the skulls that I paint.
I mean, just look at the Dulux colour chart. They've got magnolia and shit in there.
So when you own a house and you go and have a look at painting it, like the inside, then you realise how many colours there truly are.
How many whites there are.
Yeah, how many whites there are.
It's like Nordic winter.
Greys.
Yeah, they should make a decoration show and call it 50 Shades of Beige. Okay.
I know, because I got to repaint my house at some point. Well, the interior, 2 rooms, then my house is done.
Nice.
Just go straight out the way.
To be honest
I've
with you,
repainted most of my house now, just need to do the inside. 2 rooms on the inside.
yeah, when I moved into this place, there was like one room that desperately needed doing because the decoration was horrific. Criminal is what I would describe the decoration as. But yeah, I've sorted that now. I've got a couple.
Some echo off you there, Dave.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Echoing though.
Huh.
I mean, you're fine on my side, Dave.
Yeah. Let's see if it's coming through on the stream.
Oh, I see what it is. It's me. It was me.
Did you have the stream on loud?
Yeah, I muted the stream.
There you go. There's always one. Luckily, we didn't pick it up on our end, so it's all good.
If anything, we gained a viewer because of it.
An extra voice.
I think people want more echo.
They just want more Dave. If they get like 2 versions of me, that's like better for them.
Twice the Dave.
So, is anyone starting a new army this year?
I am tempted, but I think I'm going to leave it until I've got more of my Tau done. Because I sort of started collecting Tau whilst we were sort of halfway through painting Imperial Guard, which I regret now. But that deal on the broadside was just too good, and I needed it. I physically needed it.
Well, you know, if I need a town model, I just go to my local chippy and get some fish and chips.
Oh. He's so clever, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen?
He is all of the clever.
Oh.
The fish must fry. The fish must fry.
Okay. So, just need to get this done there. Right. Can I get you guys' opinion roughly on how this is looking? People in chat, please feel free to critique as well. So that is the general look of the camo.
Ooh.
It's got like a white border and two different tones of like a light grey. The black bits are going to be either bolt gun metal or the mechanical standard grey, like a really deep grey. So that's sort of where I'm going with it.
That's actually looking pretty spiffy there, Dave.
I would say apply a wash to like the bolty areas.
Yeah,
there's like rivets and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be null oiling the whole thing at some point.
And then highlights.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm doing with these wings at the moment.
Yeah, I mean this tank's gonna take me a few streams to do, I think, because it's a big model.
Cut to a picture of Dave just dipping the whole tank in a bucket with no one.
Just WD-40, just spraying it.
There we go. That's how my wings are looking now. There's probably not enough light there, but that's the contrast.
Nice.
They are beginning to match. Instead of one being black and one being grey.
I don't found this. Right.
Okay, here we go. So anyone got any New Year's resolutions?
Well, I would have if COVID wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, it would normally be keep going to the gym. Oh well.
Yeah. None of that for a while.
Yeah.
The
So,
world is a gym.
I came up with one yesterday and now I've forgotten. It was quite a good one.
Oh man.
But,
One that would have been put on a metallic poster and posted on the wall, like Live, Laugh, Love.
yeah, but not as shit.
Yeah.
What was it? God damn it, I can't even remember.
So
It was
good.
good.
Can handle it.
That was the point. It was a good one, but I've forgotten it. So I guess it wasn't that good.
I'm doing dry January this year.
Yeah. I'll do dry January once I've used up all the alcohol in my house.
I essentially do dry most months. Don't I just didn't drink?
The way to do it. But I do love me a beer or two.
Oh yeah.
Plus, I mean, if you play WoW Classic, you need a few beers just to stay awake. God, it's boring.
Because I'm pretty sure drinking beers actually makes you go to sleep because you just feel all nice and warm and fuzzy, and then you like fall asleep on your keyboard.
But Machin, why'd you play something if it's boring?
Because I want to complete the final raid. I just want to complete it once, and then I'm like, unsubscribe.
So
But-
that's it. I am done. Beep.
Hmm?
It's kind of like, that's it. I'm done. I've finished the game.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I'll just put my keyboard down.
Sunset.
I click unsubscribe because I can't be asked playing the next expansion. And that will be it for me and World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Warcraft career over.
Pretty much. I already left my guild last week. So that was nice. Just to sort of like
It's mic
see
dropping out.
Show them you were real.
Plus my old guild was irritating me, so you know, they had to go. You know, giving an epic sword to the bloody mace wielding warrior. Yeah. That ain't cool with me.
I don't understand. I never got into WoW.
It's the sword of 1,000 truths.
Yeah. Oh, the guy. So you know, in South Park,
Yeah.
you had that keyboard warrior
Hmm.
who was killing everyone in World of Warcraft.
Yeah. That's the totality of my knowledge of Warcraft.
Someone at BlizzCon, where they do like a fancy dress competition,
Did they
Yeah.
come?
dressed up as that guy.
Yes.
Nice.
It's really realistic, and he died of COVID.
Oh no.
And it was like, that broke my heart. It
It's always the heroes that go first.
was like, man, I can't believe he died.
Yeah. One of the icons of that game, along with Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Leroy.
At least I got chicken.
You're a fucking asshole, Leroy.
So you had like fucking Alexei Leho and a really funny WoW cosplayer die on the same day.
Oh no.
Shit start to 2021.
Well, it was always going to be a shit start, wasn't it? It's going to get better though. As vaccines
Yes, no.
start to actually, get rolled out better, it's going to be good.
Well, there's going to be another beast from the east, apparently.
Cool. And
So-
we're all locked in our houses. That's fine.
It's going to be
Yeah.
moderately, except that people who have to actually bloody go out.
Well, that's sad for them.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Even though we're atheists. I'll be thinking of you from my bed while I'm on my laptop pretending to be working.
Oh dear. Anyone in chat got any resolutions that they're doing? Anyone painting along with us? Let us know what you're up to.
Within reason.
Well, yeah, just don't, as long as you're not painting your dick, it's fine.
Yeah. There's other. You want to go on just chatting on Twitch if you want that shit.
Yeah, no, we're not there.
Yeah.
Not there yet, anyway. Give it a few.
We're not that. We'll start doing body painting.
So, no. Well, that would be quite a funny body painting project, wouldn't it? Like paint someone as a space marine or something.
Popping people in Black Ops. I think the last Call of Duty I played was Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I think that. Well, no, the last one I played was the original Black Ops, and that's the one that broke me out. It was so shit and so dull.
Yeah, I actually remember talking to you about that. This is like 9 years ago now.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it on release day. I completed it on release day because it's only 6 hours long. I returned it because the multiplayer was just a toxic mess. And yeah, I haven't played a Call of Duty since, and I'm not sad about that. Originally, I was gonna give it like a free game like hiatus so they could get their shit together, but yeah, that never happened. So
the thing I don't like about Call of Duty games, and it's sort of what the Battlefield Star Wars games have become, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's too much like running gunning. There's not enough like I want to be a sniper, so I'm going to sit back and
bust fools.
my time with shots, or like in Battlefield where you got like tanks and stuff.
I mean, tactical shooters are the one.
What's that?
Tactical shooters are they were a lost art for a while. I think Counter-Strike was the closest thing to a tactical shooter for a long time, until Rainbow Six Siege came out, which was a really good game.
Yeah, I never played the Rainbow Six games. Not that I don't like them, just never played them.
Yeah, I mean, Rainbow Six Siege is a really good game. I mean, me and Paddy were playing it. It was supposed to be like 5 years old now or something.
Oh, it's much old. It's like getting older than that now, Dave.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think Counter-Strike Go is like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, Counter-Strike Go is definitely at least 7 years old now.
It's not long around that point where Siege came out, because it was one of the biggest sort of like competitors to it, and
yeah.
So I think COD Warzone's the PUBG clone, isn't it?
It's trying to be. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I played that. It was okay, but again, it's just more about getting the jump on someone than anything.
Yeah, I mean, Rich is saying it's a good alternative to Battlefield, but to be honest, I don't think that Battlefield has been good for a few games now.
Not since Battlefield 4.
4 was a good game. 3 came out and it was a mess, but I absolutely loved it by the time it was 1 or 2 years old.
3 was like top shelf.
Yeah, 3 was great once they fixed it, which took a while. But yeah, the Battlefield 5 is just it's a nice game to start off with, but then you realise it's only got 5 maps and it's about as deep as a fucking puddle. It's got no legs to it. You play it for like half an hour and you're done with it. You've seen all of the content. I liked the way they did the single player aspect on it, but yeah, other than that, it was just a bit meh. You know what I mean? And as you say, Machin, they've changed how the game runs. It's become more and more like Call of Duty. In every iteration, it just becomes more and more COD clone.
Because they've got to try and keep up, yo.
Yeah.
And if they can't keep up, then, well, obviously they lose out on everything.
You see,
no,
the problem is they make the game play and feel like Call of Duty, and then they're surprised when it doesn't sell like Call of Duty. That's all they want. They want the Call of Duty money, but they're not going to get it because Battlefield fans are they're a very different breed to Call of Duty fans, and they expect different things from their games.
Because it did originally do very, very different things.
Yeah, Battlefield 1942, classic game, amazing.
With the full expansion where you had like the experimental weapons of World War II.
Man. I've got that the full Battlefield 1942 with expansions and that. I've got that on disc on my shelf over there. It's really good. And I think Battlefield's lost its soul, and it's just sold itself out.
It's glorious.
It's sold fucking Disney.
Oh, I have to say, I'm sort of in partial agreement with Rich there. Battlefield Bad Company 2 was a great game.
I never played that one.
Oh man, the Vietnam expansions for that was really good.
I did play Vietnam.
Yeah, it was probably one of the big competitors to COD when it was out. It was actually quite substantially better.
Sorry, the dog just tried to like climb on me while I'm trying to play.
Even COD, the first COD game was a classic.
Yeah, and Call of Duty, to be fair, changed what it was. As soon as Modern Warfare became a top seller, that's all it wanted to become. It just wanted to be more Modern Warfare. And when the sales figures started to decline, they tried to mix it up with Black Ops and
they had Infinite as well. Don't forget.
Yeah, it's just Infinite came after Black Ops.
Yeah, because it went Black Ops and then it was like the Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 3 after Black Ops.
Yeah, and then it went to Let's Go to Space. Yo.
Yeah. I stopped playing after 3. So.
My absolute favourite Battlefield of all time will always be 2. But that's just because of the times me and my mates had on it. We used to, back in the day when you were a little kid and your mates came round for
They got LAN party or
they used to bring their consoles and have a telly there. We used to spend all night trying to get a blowtorch kill, and the one night we actually did it was fucking brilliant. We parachuted down onto a roof where we knew there was a sniper. And I just we both came up behind him and just sort of we teabagged him for a bit, and then he must have heard something because he turned around and we just both blowtorched him, and it was brilliant.
Nice.
I remember LAN parties and all of us bringing our PCs in and playing the original Battlefield. And none of us knew what the parachute button was. You just all just dying. It's
all just hit the ground immediately.
So no, you gotta press the F button. Which one? E. Oh, I'm dead.
It's like, I don't want to go in a plane. It's a death sentence.
It's like, what's the button to parachute?
How do I live? What button do I press to live? Oh, 2. Oh, fuck. I'm dead.
Hang on a sec. I'll read that in a second. I'm just finishing this little blob of paint, and then I'll have a look at what Richard just said.
But I think as a generation, millennials, which is us, we are turning into boomers when we're like, oh, remember back in my day?
When this happened and this was there.
Remember the 90s?
Remember the 90s?
I remember.
Remember the goddamn 90s and that goddamn respect.
Remember Malcolm in the Middle?
Jesus.
Remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Try not to remember that.
Remember Friends? Right, what's he saying before he goes off? Richard says Battlefield Bad Company 2 was fantastic. Modern Warfare was brilliant. Both of these were top tiers of their styles. Call of Duty has at least pulled back. I mean, I'm assuming pulled back. The newer version of Modern Warfare and Warzone. Battlefield has just struggled. That's a fair assessment, I suppose. Battlefield,
Well, I mean,
since Bad Company 2, it's been going downhill.
well, I mean, they had, what was it, the worst rated Reddit post
Oh yeah.
with their
That was
Battlefront 2.
EA Battlefront.
Yeah.
Because they just can't.
Pride and accomplishment.
They just can't stop themselves.
No, they can't just stop. They can't stop just punching themselves in the dicks constantly.
They just can't stop the beat. They never can.
It's like, you look at games now, and it's like, you buy the game, and then it's always like trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Nowadays, they don't make any money selling you the game. They want all of the extras. They want you to buy the extras off them. It's just bullshit, man.
It's essentially a case of them going, okay, we will sell you the start of the game.
Yeah.
Now you just have to keep buying the rest of the game.
It's an old argument of they've not raised the price of games, so we need to put it to $70 or whatever it is going to be over here.
Price of games.
Yeah, now they're increasing the price of games, but they're always saying, "Oh well, they haven't raised the price of games yet." Bullshit. Yes, they have. 40, 50 quid has been, it's a starter price for a game nowadays. You buy a disc or get a digital version of a game, and you will not get the full version of that game. There will always be more content, loads of cosmetics and missions hidden behind a paywall. I think the last time I bought a full game that didn't have any additional bullshit. God, I'm trying to think what it was.
Playing with Ukulele.
Oh Jesus!
That was like 3 years ago.
I mean,
because even Resident Evil 7 was trying to sell me stuff.
Yeah,
I played the game.
Yeah, I would say The Witcher 3, but that had expansion packs. Although I would, in its defense, those expansion packs were bloody worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when the expansion pack actually gives you additional content, which is like,
and the game you buy at 40, 50 quid is a full game, and they're not trying to sell you anything to add on to your game.
Well, it kind of, if you're talking about The Witcher 3 and that, and then all of a sudden CD Projekt Red seem to have jizzed in their own faces recently.
Mm-hmm.
They have. They have.
It has been really funny just watching all the
the Cyberpunk Fallout.
There's the complete disaster. Well, it's not a disaster because they made $1 billion out of it easy.
Oh yeah, no, they even with refunds, they've apparently made all of their money back already in development.
It's a PR disaster.
Yeah, the stock price for CD Projekt Red has fallen to the point where there's a lawsuit now, where the investors are suing for damages because of the amount of money that they've lost.
I don't think that'll go anywhere, but I mean,
did you not? They have got them banged to rights on false advertising, misleading customers and investors.
Yeah, but I mean, if Bethesda got away with it.
Well, Bethesda are a bit more sneaky, and they're more used to lying than CD Projekt Red.
It's kind of bollocks. CD Projekt Red just kind of went balls in from the start, and they were like, "Oh shit! Wait, can't actually." Oh, hell.
And as broken as the likes of Fallout New Vegas was on release, and oh my god, that was a broken game on release. At least it ran. At least it ran on all of the hardware that they released it on.
Do you mean Fallout 76?
Yeah, Fallout 76.
No, I mean Fallout New Vegas. Do you not remember how broken that fucking thing was?
Yeah, I would argue that 76 was far more broken.
I don't think it was
Yeah.
broken. I just think it was shit.
That too.
Do you know what I mean?
It can be both. We don't need to.
Yeah, I
discriminate.
mean, we all forgive New Vegas because it was an absolutely phenomenal game once they fixed it. As was Skyrim at the time. I mean, yeah, Skyrim's a little bit vanilla and a bit shallow.
They haven't fixed it.
I mean, they sort of have.
Still
The dragons now fly forwards.
Oh yeah, they go the right way, the
Yeah.
way that they were intended. But that's only because they broke them in a fix attempt.
Yeah, I love the way that the modding community fixed that bug before the developers did. That's brilliant.
It was like, wait a second, we've made this place insanely beautiful because all of the HD mods that you can get and all of the
Yeah.
texture packs that you can get, all of the wonderful goodness. It's like we've made this game what it should be, using the full extent of the most potent hardware ever. And the guys who actually made the game are like, will help?
Help me! I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know how to code.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, I mean, I am playing through Cyberpunk. I'm taking a break on it. I'm going to wait for a couple of updates because I am playing on the PS4.
I was gonna say, at least they're not going to just corrupt your save files now.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You can't see that properly, but it looks nice.
Yes. I like that it looks nice.
See, that's why we need all the views we can get to get us a hardware HD cameras.
True that.
I already have. I just don't have an 4K camera.
I just I need a new camera and I need a new graphics card. I'm pleading poverty here. I've got a potato here. But yeah, fuck, I was going to say something then. Yeah, so it runs now, at least. It doesn't crash every 10-15 minutes, which is nice.
How many crashes have you had on it now?
I lost count on the first day.
Jesus.
But to be fair, I did start playing it on launch day when they'd only had 1 day to patch it. I say that they've been patching it since they delayed it back in October.
Well, I kind of expect the game to work.
Yeah, when they release the game, I expect the game to work. But because I've got a retail copy, not a digital copy, I can't get a refund. So
it's like if you go to a restaurant and go, "I'd like a meal, please," and they go, "Here it is," and it's like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll cook it as you're eating it. It'll get better as you eat it
yeah.
because we're cooking it in the background." It's like, sir, I'm leaving now.
Yeah. Can I have a cheese board, please? And they bring out just like some curdled milk. Like, oh, don't worry, it'll mature with age.
It'll become more cheesy as the night goes on. Till right at the end of the night, when you actually need to leave, it will eventually look like cheese.
Yeah.
At some point.
Richard is pointing out that his version never crashes because he's about to try and sell us on Stadia again.
No one's heard of Stadia, Dave. Richard.
So don't get mad at me.
I don't even know what Stadia is. And I never want to know.
But you're gonna find out.
I want Cyberpunk on the Switch. Yeah. Even though I don't have.
Do you know what? They actually are starting to do stuff like that now. They've released Doom Eternal on the Switch.
Yeah, they released Outer Worlds on the Switch.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Well, the Outer Worlds is just a port, but Nintendo is starting to play with streaming service. So you don't download the game to your Switch; it just streams from a server somewhere. And there's a few games that you wouldn't expect to be ported onto the Switch that are starting to appear there now because they're sort of testing the water with that. So you buy the game on the Switch store, and you basically just stream it from Nintendo's servers.
That's pretty good. girlfriend's son got a Switch for Christmas,
Yeah,
and like the cartridges, they're tiny,
yeah.
like stamp sized, and I'm just like,
And you
I've
still
got them.
wonder how they've got such an amazing fucking game on them.
yeah, I'm just like, how do you get something like that on? It's like, and you know, I think cartridges are way better than CDs, especially the cartridges the Switch has, because
They,
there's no load times, so you just pop it in
well,
and
to be
away you
fair,
go.
with CDs these days, you're not playing off the disc anymore. They
No, you
install it
are on
onto
the
they install it onto the console, and you're playing it from the console.
yeah, but you still need to put the disc in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just to
Whenever you play
authenticate that you still own the game. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
lick the cartridge.
What's that?
Well, Richard's saying lick the cartridge. They've got like
Yeah, no, because Nintendo put a special thing on them.
yeah,
not
so the
lick.
kids wouldn't swallow them.
Yeah, so they made them purposely
Disgusting.
horrendous. I mean, I will lick one.
I mean, Richard licked one at the start. He went, "Yeah, Patrick, I've heard about these being like made like this way," and then he was like, I'm gonna have a try of them. Next thing all I hear is, "God, that's coughing."
Oh,
That is."
nice.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I'm actually tempted to find my Switch now. I think it's upstairs and just
yeah.
give it a lick.
Give it a good old lick.
Lick it to lick.
give a cartridge a good old lick, and then instantly a gag reflex will kick in.
This is where you find out that Dave is the one person in the entire universe who actually likes the taste
Yummy.
and gets addicted to it.
It's licking his Switch.
Oh,
Switch.
I love this stuff. Right, where's I need metal. Nope.
I don't know how this thing's coming out. I'm going to have to go back over it on the weekend.
Oh, it's not called bloody thing anymore. It's called lead belcher.
It is.
It's always been Lead Belcher.
No, it's
Well,
bulk
it used
metal.
to be
It
bulk
was.
metal.
Right, has the lead belcher frozen? No, it hasn't. It's good. So I need lead belcher and I need mechanic of standard grey. Where is that? I know I've got that somewhere. What do I? There you go. Mechanic of standard grey. Well, that sounds wet. That's definitely okay. Yes. Doing quite well here. Not had any paint freeze up on me yet.
Okay, going to have a final dab at the armor.
Oh, that Slanesh grey looks a little bit sad.
Head off.
Oh yeah. Senor Machin is going to be a poos, and he's going to head off, aren't you, Machin?
In a minute, yeah.
He has less of a stream to do. I was wondering why you were just doing the touch-ups of the other thing. But then obviously if you're going, then that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I got loads to do on this still.
So you get to see whether or not the scenes, I've set the scenes up correctly or not. So that's exciting for everyone.
As soon as he disappears, it's just going to be me and the Dave
Yeah.
sitting here painting till God knows when.
Yeah, we could go on for hours, but are you doing a tabletop simulator stream later on?
I don't know. I would need to ask the Richard.
No, if not, we can just go on. But our official end time is 9 o'clock. But if people are still watching and we're still painting, I don't see why we can't continue. Right, some lead belcher. Num num num. Okay. This is where this should start to take shape a bit more now. Okay.
No, we don't have it tonight, so we're not as as much as a rush.
Yeah, no time constraints, just chilling and painting.
Yep, and that's all that you really should you doing when you're painting?
Yeah. Always good.
What I want to know is, how do people get such big fan bases on Twitch?
They're probably wacky characters. And it's mostly.
Consistency for the large part of it. They've stuck it out where there's a lot of other people who don't.
Yeah, there is that.
I know plenty of people who have.
They get the tits out. That is true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd get the same response if I got my tits out. In fact,
There's
I'm
always
pretty
an
sure
audience.
that the police would be knocking on the door if I did.
We would be banned in several territories.
Just the act of talking about my tits is probably enough to get us banned in Russia or something.
In Azerbaijan.
Yeah. The fuck is this violin going on? Not sure if you can hear it in the background. I've got it like a little bit louder than the stream, probably, in my ear. There's just some really dodgy violin work going on in this classical music.
Probably need to shit. Just playing as fast as I can to get it out of the way.
Oh man. Okay. What does everyone think of the new? I say it's new. It's like a couple of years old now, but Sisters of Battle.
No, they only came out last year.
Yeah. Oh,
They
okay. There you go.
So they are pretty new.
Really
Going back to the question of does anybody want, or what is anybody starting this year? I know I should paint all of my other stuff, but I really, really want Sisters of Battle.
Nuns with guns.
But I know I should paint all of my other stuff.
You should, but you won't.
Yeah. Because your GW's bitch.
Sadly, I can't disagree.
Yeah, we all are.
I love it.
Take my money.
It's like, please, sir, can I have some more? It's like, more broth.
Yeah, the last stream got content ID'd on YouTube, and it was just a section of us just chatting away. And I'm pretty sure that it's like Games Workshop's like claiming that they own our immortal souls.
Probably. They are bigger than British Gas and Marks and Spencer.
Damn, son. I love it when you get the just the right amount of paint on your brush so that you can just like paint over a grate, so that you're not painting the gaps, and you just give it a nice coat of metal there.
I was
Smells
honestly
it.
convinced that if there was a no-deal Brexit, that Warhammer models would become the new currency.
Just trading around.
Dave, again, with the mute button.
I mute deliberately. My fiance.
Yeah, the new
made some
Dark
food.
Elder Sisters belt set looks very good.
Yeah.
I wanna see what it is. I wanna see what's in it. Might get it
I
purely.
don't think there's any male models in this one.
Well, if it's got Dark Eldar in it, then you can make male models with the witches and the standard
Oh, yeah.
models. So there's no avoiding it, but you can potentially just have a massive.
Pretty progressive Games Workshop, though. It's like,
Yes. Well, they've always had Sisters of Battle in. They just didn't have the models out for them for a long time.
I'm just not. I never got on with the Eldar at all.
To be honest, that is also something I would be very, very tempted to do, is to grab some more Eldar, because the Eldar army that I have is looking very, very tired.
I used to have an Eldar army, an Ulfway army, and but I never really played it.
Yeah.
I just liked having the models, but like Eldar are just sort of meh elves.
We have like the Siam Han army, so we've got all the jetpakes and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Space elves.
Also, I never got what Harlequins are. Are they just like a mixture of normal Eldar and Dark Eldar?
Something completely different, but they work.
Not to
Essentially,
give too much away. Think
essentially they're space
clowns.
jibbos.
Think space elf clowns, and that's Harlequins.
I just thought that was Eldar, to be honest.
That's how. Well, yeah. I mean, Harlequins especially.
Yeah. Like space jesters.
If you
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
want to touch more into the lore, the Harlequins themselves are like a sect of Eldar before everything went tits up when they basically birthed Slanesh.
Yeah.
And they fled into the webway system with the Eldar Laughing God.
Mm.
And they essentially work as people who just go around and warn the Eldar who were getting a bit too uppity that, we caused all this shit. Stop it. And if you don't stop it, we'll murder you.
Stop that.
They also troll Slanesh and Thousand Suns.
Constantly trolling Slanesh and Thousand Suns. They officially have masks of the troll face just for Slanesh. They also act as guards to the Black Library, which lies in the warp as well.
Yeah, and because they worship the Laughing God, when they die, they don't need the gemstones for their souls to go to.
Yeah,
They
since
go to
he's
the
the one of the last surviving Eldar gods, because the other one is currently being held by Nurgle. I believe it is Isha.
Yeah.
Eldar Pantheon.
Alex, drop your paintbrush.
Oh, it's not a pink. It's not a pink pot.
No. Where's the fucking brush gone?
Made me heart run a bit there, Dave.
There it is.
Yeah.
You spooked us
In
good.
that backward down situation. So we got a backward down. We got a backward down. Just this
man.
panicked scouse voice on the.
Ooh, apparently they're releasing a Dark Eldar Sisters of Battle box set.
They
I'll
are.
look
Yeah,
at the
that's
Sisters of
what
Battle.
we're talking about. That's what we just talked about.
Yeah, I know. I've only just caught up with check, so I'm slow. Oh, man.
It's essentially they'll have their own little mission briefings and things like that, and their own little miniature campaign that you can go through, because they did the same with the Forgebane set, which was Necrons and Skitari, which are the Ars Mechanicus stuff. And I got that one because I wanted Skitari and I wanted to flesh out the Necrons that I have.
Nice.
I still haven't painted any of those ones, so there may be a return of Necrons at some point.
Actually, I don't like Necrons. I can't make any apologies for it. I just don't like them.
They are we talked about them the last time. They are considerably better lore-wise and fluff-wise now. They, as I mentioned before, they actually have a personality now. And it's not shit. One of my favorite characters now in all of 40k is a character from the Necrons called Trazen the Infinite.
Okay.
And what he does is he goes around. He's got a load of time-traveling bullshit, because, that's what he does. But the reason he has all this time-traveling bullshit is he's a collector. So he's got a massive museum held in, stasis, which is full of everything from Tyranids to, 30, Horus Heresy era space marines. He's got weird creatures that no longer exist anymore. And he has a tendency to make deals with people in order to trade interesting items for his help. Because, of course, the majority of Necron warriors and that are all now mindless automata controlled by the Lords.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, do this. right? I'd do this, and maybe I'll give you a hand. But he's every game that he's in the Gothic game, the Battlefleet Gothic game, the second one, and they've got him as being like they've got the best voice for him. He is like very, very British, and he's just a dick. But he's that kind of dick where you're like, I don't like you, but I really need your help, and you've got this thing that we need that'll stop chaos. But okay, what do you want? And he's like, well, if
he was
you're
fleshy, he'd have like a curly mustache.
yes, he would officially have a twirly mustache. and the way they put him down is he's not like a complete asshole. He knows when things will benefit him more than they will benefit the people he's helping out, and he'll be like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Part of the actual 40k lore at the minute, now that Cadia is destroyed, is he essentially helped get everybody off Cadia before it blew up. And he was like, well, I'll do this for you. And what he actually did is he released some of his collection from stasis to help fight Abaddon.
Okay.
And he's like, well, I've done this for you, and I've done all these nice shiny things, and it's going to be a real bother if Abaddon actually wins, essentially. And then Abaddon did something that he didn't expect. And Trajan was like, oh, shit. Okay, I'll help you off the planet, but you've got to get me this shiny thing. And they're like, okay, we'll get you the shiny thing. And they did, and he got them off the planet, essentially. And then Cadia, blew up. Because Abaddon decided to crash a Blackstone fortress into it.
Yeah,
Holy
that
shit.
was pretty funny.
It was like, okay, I'm going to lose this giant weapon of ultimate destruction. Now the enemy can't have it, so full speed, rapid speed, and he just bombed it straight on Cadia.
Job done.
Essentially, it was like the last-ditch effort, because he was actually starting to lose until he bombed the fucking thing on Cadia. It was like, no, I can't have my 13th Crusade, reflected now. I'm too far into this. Not again. Not after 50,000 attempts at destroying the Emperor of Mankind. Not losing. So he threw his toys.
Well, it's kind of interesting with Warhammer lore, because it's like reading the Horus Heresy novels, and it's just like the Chaos Gods are just like, yeah, Abaddon's our chosen. Horus is a bit of a
Horus.
isn't he?
We thought Horus might have been good, but he was kind of not.
And there's always like saying it in the books. It's like in the lead up to the Siege of Terror, all the books are like, yeah, actually Abaddon's the chosen one, and Horus is just like, meh.
The thing is, Horus still had a lot of concern for the Emperor and sort of doubt and love, and the Chaos Gods just needed him to stab him in the teeth. And he couldn't do it.
Left him living. Well, kinda.
Well, he beat the shit out of him, but he just
No,
he couldn't kill him.
He's on a life support machine being fed by endless souls.
Call it there because I'm off to see my girlfriend.
Oh,
Necessary things.
Necessary.
Well,
But,
have a good night. Thank you for being here with us, Machin.
Alright, see you next Monday.
Yes, you
Fun.
will. Oh, I have prepared a screen for when this happens. Once he's gone. Once he's gone.
Get a big Imperial Aquila symbol that just flashes into the screen like the bat symbol.
There's his face. Oh, now we can see what he looks like.
Face reveal. Anyway, I'll see you. I'll make sure my paint pots are done.
Yeah. Come on, off you fuck.
Alright, see you guys in a bit.
Ta-ra, mate.
Soon.
Right. And then there were two.
Yes.
Well, there will be as soon as he's gone.
Be.
I'm waiting. There we go. Whoop.
Right.
There we go. Haha. I've got the Yeah, and it worked. I've got the Twitter thing there in case we need it. I've got a dog just sort of on my arm.
Chilling like a villain.
What do you want? He wants attention.
They always want attention.
Yes, they do.
That is because it is what a dog does.
Yes.
It's like, I hear you have snacks. I also like snacks. And then it's, I hear you have fusses. I also like fusses.
Okay, right. Back to this. No, don't get your hair in my paint, you. Huskies molt like freaking crazy, man. Like dog hair in some houses is like a condiment. In this house, it's a food group.
Yeah, you've got like, is it meats? Sorry, proteins, minerals or vitamins.
Husky hair.
Husky hair.
Yeah, it's not even one of the lower food groups. It's like a staple food in this house.
It's now the major food group. There is
Yeah.
no other food. Everything's just made of fluff. It's just his fluff.
Oh. Like I brush him every night, and I filled a bin with it the other day, like a proper big bin.
Make a second dog out of all of the dog that you have previously brushed.
You absolutely could. You could. I mean, if people weren't horribly allergic to it, I could make money, like stuffing pillows with it.
To be honest, you've just got to write husky hair on the packaging, and if people are dumb enough to buy it and they're allergic to it, well, then you've saved yourself a hassle because you said it contains the Doge fuzz.
It does. Right, there we go.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Now I've got a decision to make. Do I? Yeah, I'm gonna do the thing that'll probably cause the most amount of work for me, but it'll make it look better. It's fine. Basically, the edging of the tank, I can either just go grey all the way around, or like the edges that are ending in like one of the like bluey colours.
Yeah.
I can like wrap it round, which is what I'm going to end up doing. And I forgot to do it, so.
Well, I realised as I'm doing the actual Ultramarines blue on this that there are a few patches of silver that I've missed. So I'm going to have to go over this bad boy. Well, all of them when I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, really didn't want to, but can't do everything super good in one go. I'm not that good yet.
There'll always be things that you go back to and you fix and stuff.
It's better that you do notice them and actually go and fix them.
Yeah.
When you can, because that just makes you a better painter. You sit there and you're like, okay, I know where I make these mistakes. I'll check it next time. I'll make sure that I do a bit more next time.
Yeah, I just held the model by some wet paint. That's a wet paint.
It's not a true painting session if you're not covered in the stuff by the end of it.
True. The dogs are having a good old-fashioned fight. I do apologise about the barking.
Can't hear any barking, but obviously other people might.
True that. Well, to be fair, if you can't hear it, then you're probably not going through, which is lucky.
Very lucky.
Yes. Oh my god, this thing is a paint sink, man. It's just swallowing it whole.
Big flat surfaces, yo.
Yeah.
Big flat surfaces.
Oh, come on. Ooh, yeah. Tell you what, if I get this Leman RussTank done, that'll be very nice. It'll actually make an army of usable, like, Imperial Guards. So I've got like a couple of squads done. Got a heavy weapon squad in a box somewhere that I need to stick together and paint. Don't know what to put them with. probably the standard array of last gun, assault cannon, and heavy bolter. Although the heavy bolter might change to a.
Well, you can stick them down with an autocannon, a heavy bolter, rocket launcher, or
Yeah. Or
the
multi-melter. I think the multi-melter is probably a good option.
I don't think the heavy weapons seem to have multi-melters.
No, I think they do. I've got it over there.
We shall see.
We shall.
Because I know that all of my Imperial Guard army had, obviously they had weapons teams with it when I got the sets, and all they had was las cannon, rocket launchers, mortars, autocannons, and heavy bolters.
Oh, it might. You know what? It might be a mortar that I'm thinking of. There is another gun. Oh, for fuck's sake! This paint's just dried up again. Oh dear. Yeah. No one's using that Twitter feed, so
It's a constant.
let's hide that.
At least until something pings up. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, stuff.
Leaving it up there leaves us vulnerable to potential dick pics.
Fantastic.
Yummy.
By the Emperor.
Alright. I'm probably only going to get this side panel done, you know, today. It's starting to come together.
Nice. That's looking pretty fucking swifty, that is.
Yeah. These lines do look a little bit like they were done by a 2-year-old, but...
Dude, it's hand-painted tank. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like, what they look like. As long as you enjoy them.
True
And
that.
you're like, yes, that is what I need for this tank. And they do look really good, actually.
Once I get more grey on the outline, I think like the outlines and the highlights from the like
The edging.
yeah, I think because I started the one of the lines with mechanical standard grey, it just wasn't popping, you know. Alright, I think that's thinned enough. Okay. Oh jeez. Trying to get an angle where I can actually see what I'm doing.
Unfortunately, I'm finding that I'm painting into my chest again, so sorry people if my paints just disappear, like my actual sprues and that. I'm gonna have to like sit way further forward just to get my stuff.
There you go. The news has just happened. The Prime Minister's just announced a lockdown. That's what I thought it was going to be anyway.
My goodness. It's like we didn't know it was coming. What a surprise. What is this, lockdown 3?
Probably. The relocking.
The relocking. Doesn't change my life one bit.
No. I mean, you've basically been northeast. You've been in lockdown since
it started last year.
Pretty much. I mean, we had a brief period where we were allowed to go out, but like Merseyside, like was on the highest tier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The whole time.
You lot got pretty hammered right early on in the start.
Yeah. It was loosened a little bit lately, but yeah, now it's another lockdown. Work from home. I mean, I work from home anyway, so it's fine.
I was going to say, we've been through the fact that I can't because of... I'm a lab boy. You can't really do our work at home.
No, you can't. But are you actually a key worker?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we work in essentially the health industry.
Okay.
Since we're a microbiological testing facility, we need to stay open in order to maintain the production lines for food.
Okay.
Because if we come back and tell the clients that their stuff is full of nasty bugs, they can't sell it. So they need us to essentially test all the stuff that they have.
Fair enough. That makes sense to me. I mean, I can work from home. My job's basically pointless in the grand scheme of things, but it can be done by a trained chimp, i.e. me.
You probably also get paid more than I do, though, Dave.
Don't know about that, you know. We'll compare outside of the stream.
We shall. People might get jelly.
Not in my fucking pay bucket, they won't.
Jelly of that cheddar we make.
Yeah, we've just been talking about that, Rich. Lockdown till March. Well, there'll be a lot more time for Warhammer painting. Yeah.
Sometimes the world just hates us, Dave.
Maybe. Not being very accurate with this pen, you know. I'm going to have to tidy this up again, I think. To be honest, at this point, I'm only doing one panel. So I think I should worry about accuracy once the rest of the tank has been painted.
Yeah. Just get all you need down first.
Yeah.
And then look it over and pick out where you think you may have had issues.
Yeah.
And then touch it up there. Of course, I'm pretty sure that we said in the last glorious episode of this, when in doubt, washes.
Yeah. Liquid talent. Oh, fuck,
Super lazy.
Ah, bastard. I just dropped my bloody paintbrush and painted a big splodge of standard grey on another bit.
Cream carpet.
This guy's fuck. Well, it was on the model at least. I caught it before it hit the floor.
That is a bonus.
Yeah. No, I don't have any carpet. I've got wood, fake wood.
What do you mean it was a quick announcement? Richard, of course it was a quick announcement. They'd already got it written out when they started the tier 4 stuff.
Yeah.
They have all these things in a little folder that says, when shit don't work, say this.
He's like, hello, everybody. Lockdown, lol, bye.
Sorry, I was...
Sorry, I was having sex with a woman who didn't want it. No, sorry, that's just straight slander.
It is.
I've got a little bit of slander. He does have many secret little children, though.
I would like... I mean, I know this is weird, but I would like to be more politically savvy, but I'm not.
Don't worry about it. You're not missing much, mate.
Not a politics boy. But it's more down to the fact that I would like to be more politically savvy, so when somebody comes up to me and starts talking to me about things, I can go, yeah, I can kind of politic back at you for a bit, but...
I'm a dirty socialist, so I just end up having arguments in pubs. And I'm the worst kind of socialist. I'm a socialist with an economics degree.
I can tell you exactly where they're fucking up, and this is how to fix it. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, he's educated. Ah.
He knows why capitalism doesn't work. No. I mean, the problem with capitalism is it's the best that we've got, but it's also the shittest we've got. It's like the only thing that works, but it's fucking pants.
But this is the thing. If you look at any, I'm pretty sure I remember hearing this way back in university when we were just having random discussions with many varied individuals with different courses, is that the current social structure that we have is the one that currently works better than the previous social structure that we had.
Yeah.
So essentially, we're kind of stuck with what we've got until somebody figures out something better. We can't pick all the ones that came beforehand because they were inevitably shit.
Yeah.
Really, really fucking awful for people. So we have to just make do until somebody finally figures out a way that we're not going to just fuck each other over constantly.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm a socialist. I want a bit of equality in society. And by the way, just for any Yanks or stupid people who are watching, socialism is not the same as communism. So shut the fuck up. I am not a communist.
Dave certainly isn't. The only red that Dave is for Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say Dave isn't red, but then I was like, wait a second, Liverpool.
Yes.
The football goodness. And then people would have thought that you liked Everton instead. And then you would have been like, no!
Eee.
I'd rather be a communist.
Right, here we go. What am I looking at? Yes.
I'm looking at a tank, Dave.
Thanks. It's useful information that you've just imparted on me there. Just trying to figure out what else I need to paint in the grey before I start going back to the metal.
Groovy. I think I might actually be getting close to finishing this bad boy.
Sucker blow.
I know, the horror.
Yeah. After your many-armed Necron last time.
That I had to barely even bloody looked at sticking together before I'd even got anywhere close to finishing him.
Oh, man.
But of course, I did finish him. I
You did?
sent pictures.
You did? I tweeted those pictures.
He was so annoying to stick together.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
You know, I'd mentioned that he had like all of the arms.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily the arm that were the issue.
The leg joints looked a bit weird, man.
The leg joints are strange.
I was looking at the base and was just like, how the fuck is that going to fit together?
Yeah, the leg joints themselves actually fit together pretty nicely. Because most of it just works off the positioning of the hips.
Yeah.
And the hips were easy. You just stick them at the base of the spine, and they already had their position set and so good. I just had to figure out which leg to stick on first, and then from that,
Yeah.
it all fell into place.
Right. I'm going to go grab a cup of tea, and I'm not going to leave you on your own to yammer along. So I'm going to call a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Hello.
Greetings.
I'm just eating. Right. How are you getting on, Paddy, with your paint?
I'm getting on quite well. Not much, but well, I say not much advancement. All I'm really doing at the moment is the blue. Once I've actually snipped it from the sprues and start fitting it together, then I'll see where I need to touch it up. And I should be actually getting quite close to finishing these bad boys. Oh,
Wonderful.
a lot of the touch-up is going to be on the wheels.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is, well, black on blue plastic, so I can't quite hide any things just yet. Still need that blue for a bit later.
Yes. Okay.
That's my cup. Japan.
I think each side of this tank is the equivalent of a whole model.
Oh yeah. Haven't painted my own one of those Leman Russes, because I think it's the Leman Russ Demolisher kit.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one that you got, which by the way comes with some really, really nice looking guns.
Yeah.
Dave currently has the Punisher variant of the Leman Russ Demolisher.
Yeah, so I can punish those dirty, dirty orc boys.
Strip the hordes down,
Oh yeah.
get everything murdered. But I have I think it's the Exterminator? I think it's the Exterminator, which has got the giant plasma cannon on the front of it. Because I know that I think there's an Eradicator one, which has got 2 autocannons on the front.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you open up the older Imperial Guard codexes. You've literally got a list just for the Leman RussTank, and there's about 50 different variants of the fucking thing. Because there's the standard Leman Russ, there's obviously the Eradicator, the Exterminator, there's the Vanquisher, which is a long-barreled variant of the standard one. The Punisher, which you've got as well.
Yeah.
Then there's the actual Demolisher itself. I think I've already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Mention it twice, just because it's important.
I mean, the Leman Russ is just such a glorious, glorious design.
If you ask people to name certain iconic vehicles from 40k, you will get people say the Land Raider, the Leman Russ, probably the Land Speeder as well.
Yeah.
You'll get the Basilisk. You'll get the Fire Prism Falcon Grav tank.
To be honest, I think the that Tau tank that's got the railgun on, that's
also
quite good, but that's not quite as old, so you can't really call it a classic design.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Where's my paper there? Just absolutely cocked that up there. Just too much paint on the brush. Oh, I saved it. That's good.
Just go for a big splodge right there, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to stop doing these things on the actual painting surface instead of piling them all up in a horrific bunch in front of me that people can't quite see on the camera. That's just not good viewing, ladies and gentlemen. That's poor thought by the Badger, yours truly.
I mean, I'm trying to keep my model in view, so you can sort of see what I'm up to.
I almost spent like ages clipping bloody Illuminor Zeras off his sprue because he had a million tiny parts. There is only one other character which I have had such awkward issues with, and that is Urian Rakarth, one of the Dark Eldar characters. For those people...
Not
yes.
you.
Oh no.
Sorry, the dog's just sniffing my food. He's annoyed that I'm not. Anyway, carry on. Who's your model?
Urian Rakarth. If you give me a moment, I will bring him up to the screen. This is him. Okay, this is him, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look too complicated.
I'm going to turn him round. Every single one of those tiny little sticky out bits is an arm.
Oh.
He has like 7 arms. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Are they all individually stuck on?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
that's why he's such a pain in the arse.
That sounds awful.
Like 3 arms that are moulded to his body, and then he had like 7 arms that you had to stick on, and they're not big arms, they're like tiny little tendrils and fucking testicles and God knows what else.
Little benickety motherfuckers, I hate that.
Yes. Oh, I've just realised I have not finished with the blue yet.
Oh, have you let it dry?
No. I shut the blue, I just haven't finished with it yet, so I'm going to have to open it again.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. I'll just construct, well, straight up. Can you see on these 2 bike body sections?
Yeah.
The one bit that I haven't fucking painted? It's like, oh, come on, brain.
Damn it.
Come on, brain. Can't see the wood for the trees. Or in this case, can't see the blue.
It happens, man.
For everything else being blue. Including the plastic.
There was one tower model that I was like looking at for days. I was like, why is this not looking like the other models? I hadn't stuck the bloody shoulder pad on. You know that big chunky shoulder pad they've got.
Yeah, I did that with a few of them, and I was like, why doesn't this guy look like the rest of them? What is it? What is it? And you're scratching your brain, and you're like, my God.
Then you see it, and you're like, ah, God damn it!
And then you pick up a dude about 2 days later, and you go, oh fuck. That's why. It's like, meh.
You wonder how you could be so blind. No. Okay. Right. Let's have a chat about what your ideal video game would be in the Warhammer universe.
My ideal video game.
Perfect video game. Go.
Perfect video game. I would like a 40k or even fantasy-based RPG, please. Give me that ability to turn my guys into dreadnoughts, to upgrade my dudes, kind of like Chaos Gate Plus.
Yeah.
It would almost certainly fall along the same lines of any of the XCOM games. So, big combination there. I want a story-based XCOM-like 40k. You can call it 40x.
Yeah. 40 XCOM.
Exactly. You can call it a 40 XCOM type game and have access to everything.
I mean, Richard makes an excellent point there. Imagine, instead of redoing Space Marine but on a large scale, just make a sequel.
Yeah, a sequel to Space Marine would be nice. I'm pretty sure that they kind of tried the big sort of MMO-esque thing with was it
Eternal Crusade.
Eternal Crusade, that was it. That's it.
That was the thing that was touted as an MMO, but it just ended up being a third-person shooter.
It was just an arena battler.
And it was it was broken as shit. And it was terrible.
That's purely because they were like, oh, we're going to do this. Warhammer couldn't actually be that popular, can it? And then again, like a lot of other games companies, the servers shit the bed.
Yeah.
And it couldn't handle it. So you had jump pack marines teleporting across the battlefield. You would get hit by random plasma shots. You'd have grenades that just went off in your face because apparently someone threw a grenade at you and you just didn't see it. The distinct lack of any kind of PvE.
Yeah. That game was crying out for a sort of last stand mode, wasn't it?
All you needed. Oh yeah. Essentially the actual Space Marine horde mode, but with all different things. You could pick orcs, you could pick Tyranids, you could pick Chaos Cultists. God, anything would have done.
Just make a game, damn it!
Make that a tasty game.
Yeah, my ideal game would be 40k based, and it would be a I don't know how to describe. Basically, imagine like Battlefield Bad Company on crack.
Ooh.
Sort of 100 versus 100, maybe more, set in like a giant city that's like 100% destructible, and basically it's all of the Horde armies. So you could have like one world that's like Imperial Guard versus Orcs. You could have Imperial Guard versus Tyranids. All that sort of thing, and it would be essentially one team against the other.
And then, of course, you have the opportunity when you bring in your special units. There will be Squad of Space Marines,
Exactly.
Squad of Terminals. The Bane Blade.
It is the Bane Blade.
Tasty things.
Yeah, and basically what I was when I concepted this back when I was like, I don't know, young as fuck.
13.
Yeah, something like that. I basically thought to myself, like, the servers could, the game could run for like 24 hours, 48 hours, and you could start and the city would be pretty much intact, and then you come back into the same server another 12 hours later, and half the city would just be gone.
Fucking decimated mess.
Yeah. And it'd have to. I think it'd have to be objective focused, a bit either like Battlefield or a bit like an ongoing Return to Castle Wolfenstein multiplayer situation where you're going back and forth to taking objectives and blowing shit up.
Yeah, you would essentially have a limited amount of. Well, obviously, you would just have a limited amount of dudes and resources. The more places that you took, the more resources you would have available to you. So essentially, you would start to grind down the enemy forces.
Aye.
And that's how you would win a battle. Not because the 40k, to be honest, you do have your wonderful stories where people just go in, strike the enemy. That's it. Job's done. They've broken their will. They can force their way through. But for a lot of them, it is horrible meat grinder action. People just dig in and take years and years to crack a location.
Yeah. What they call the big super cities.
The hive cities.
The what? Sorry.
The hive cities.
Yeah, the hive cities. They can be under siege for millennia.
There's hundreds of years.
Ooh, come on. I'm just trying to get an awkward bit around one of the smoke launchers.
In fact, a lot of the major stories are about sieges of these locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole War for Armageddon. Oh man, if you had a bloody War for Armageddon game.
Oh. Warhammer 40k Armageddon. There you go. Free idea.
I was going to say, I think they've already
developer that wants to make it.
I think they've already got that name out.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, the Armageddon game is kind of like Gladius, but a lot simpler.
Okay.
Much more simple. It's a hex-based sort of sim, like warfare sim, where you've got a certain amount of troops, and you just throw them at each other. Essentially, you got to keep resources up and make sure that your battalions are stocked.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did fuck up Eternal Crusade big time. It was just so bad.
There was so much that could have been done, and then they just, like a lot of games, there's a big dream. That's it, and then not enough preparation for it.
Yeah, just really nice idea, shit execution. And I think the shit execution was half because they changed their mind about what the game was going to be, halfway through development.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I saw it was an alpha version of it where it was actually MMO.
Yeah, and you were just jogging around doing things, and then they had a big overland map where you could go to war zones and do your shit, and then and then come back. And they just, I guess they changed it because they saw that they couldn't do it the way that they wanted to.
Yeah, either that or they just didn't think it'd be popular, and because Gears of War was popular at the time, they thought, oh, let's just make Gears of War, but 40k.
Gears of Warhammer.
Yeah, Gears of Warhammer. Should have just called it. That would be, wouldn't be false advertising then. Done.
Sorted.
Yeah, at least they'd have been honest and made a shit game, but they weren't. They told us what it was going to be. It wasn't that, and it was shit.
And to be honest, we actually did put some money into the starters and the backers.
Yeah, I paid money for that fucking game.
Still in my Steam list. Yeah. It's no longer in my favourites, of course, but it's still there. And I think it actually is still running. Not very well, but
it never ran well.
I mean, we did have a good few games on it where we were standing on wall tops defending against hordes of chaos dudes as we were just raining hell and fury upon them. Yeah. And it was amazing.
I think it's fair to say we gave it a go.
We summoned the Snoo. by speaking about
You're right, Mr. Snooglyphin. We're just talking about your favourite game, Eternal Crusade. Which by no means is its favourite game. I'm just teasing.
Taking the bus.
Word. Alrighty then. Okay, I think, other than tidying up a bit, that's all the grey on that side done.
Great.
Very nice.
I can use it. Come on, brain, work. Tell me what I do.
It does not work.
Tell me what I do. I don't know about the first stuff. Is that the Blood Angels based one?
I've not seen that at all.
Because they had pondered upon the horizon the possibility of multiple animated series. And you're being asked if you can link in chat.
I think we should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, animated series that were coming out. There was essentially one about the Blood Angels. There was... I'm pretty sure there was an Inquisitor based.
Send me the link in over Discord, and I'll link it into the chat for you.
Dave is the Emperor of Chat kind.
Yeah, I think it's only mods that can link links. Post links even.
Linkity link, linkity link. But at some point I will have a check, and I don't know if there's. And I know the only reason I really remember this is because within that amount of little wonderful, dark, gritty animations, there was essentially 40k for kids, which you can't really do with the 40k law. You can't. You can't, because it's space fascism, essentially.
Yeah. It's a grim, dark universe, yeah.
Slanesh exists, and people have their faces melted off on a regular basis, and people get possessed. And you can't teach that to the kiddies because Exterminatus. Yeah, that's a big thing. Look at Exterminatus. The last and sometimes first choice of the good old Imperial Inquisition to stop a planet from turning away from the Emperor's light. And I've realised that I haven't painted the red eyes on this guy as well. That means that I don't need to worry about painting over his eyes accidentally with blue. Genius. You are a shit genius.
I've hooked up the copy and a link, but yeah, there's a trailer on YouTube. You can YouTube it.
That, to be honest, that also reminds me. Have you seen the 5 short episodes or animations by one singular dude called Astartes?
I've not seen that, no.
Watch it. It's just called Astartes, and it's so, for one guy doing it, Jesus Christ, it's good.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
I mean, I could potentially give you a link after we finish the paint chat as well.
Yeah.
And sexy.
Noise.
And it's by one bloke. Just like that weird Inquisitor one as well. There is an Inquisitor animation that's like CGI animation that's amazing as well. And it's all done by one guy. He pretty much just asked his friends to do the voices.
It's weird that there's not really any, apart from that Ultramarines movie, there's not really any like official films. Like,
Well,
I think 40k lore is like so ripe for
Aren't they
like
supposed to be bringing out an Eisenstein?
Eisenhorn. You mean?
Eisenhorn, yeah, TV series.
That would be amazing. I would watch the shit out of that because Eisenhorn is like one of my favorite books. I've got the trilogy. I've got the Ravener trilogy as well, and then the Eisenhorn versus Ravener book that came out. I don't know if the second book's come out yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking that up as soon as it happens.
But yeah, they are getting around to doing a lot of more, I would say, sort of like media-based material.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you think about the the success of like the Marvel's Avengers and that, like, you could definitely do like a trilogy or like just a long series of films about the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, I mean, you can condense a lot of the Horus Heresy books down because most of it kind of works at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the books themselves have a lot of sort of flashbacks between other books. And you could just go, okay, let's go to this one, let's go to this one. It's all happening at the same time. You just gotta piece it together. It's a bit of a mess to try and piece together unless you like really want to do a project on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've literally only read like the first book, but yeah, there's a lot of books.
There are a lot of books,
and they keep adding to them.
Tasty one. That's because there's surprisingly deep how much there is.
Yeah.
And people look at it and they're like, it's just toy soldiers, and you turn to them and you're like, that's very true. But it's more now. It's so much more.
The amount of lore they've got is ridiculous. Right.
And it gets better and better the more people look at it, and the more people read it, and the more people refine it. Because there are stories written by third-party people that get subsumed into the whole that is Warhammer.
Yeah.
And it's not just the 40k side of it. There are plenty of things out there that work on the fantasy side. Not necessarily like the Age of Sigmar stuff, but I'm pretty sure they'll start bringing those out now.
Yeah. Now that it's starting to pick up a good.
Yeah, it's getting a backing and it's getting a following now. It just took off to a very, very slow and somewhat disappointing start, but it's getting there.
When you say disappointing, I mean,
a lot of people were not happy.
No, I know, and what I mean is it's only disappointing to Games Workshop. The slow start is not disappointing for anyone who doesn't like the fluff and wants them to go back and unkill everyone. Pretty please, Games Workshop.
Pretty please.
I mean, at this point, they're gonna re-release it and call it like, I don't know, a fantasy classic or something.
Well, it's called The Old World.
Oh, there you go. It's already happened.
Machin it's what Machin was talking about earlier on.
Yeah.
Warhammer Old World is essentially them revisiting before the Sundering of the Realms, which was essentially what 9th edition and 10th edition led into.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm losing my voice now. Aha. It's got this las cannons. No, that's a las cannon. This is a multi-melter on the side. Just get the metally bits there. Just do the grace here. Looks good. Yes. I love it when, like, I think this is
comes together.
Yeah, this is like my favourite part of painting Warhammer, when you get the metal right. You know, when you get grids and stuff. I've already said this once in the stream, but just when you get it right, it's so satisfying. And you leave the bit at the bottom black, so it looks like it's a hole. It's good. The tricky bit's going to be getting the rest of this done.
Is this the orcs on the animation, Phil, or the orcs in general? Because I know they've had a couple of updates.
I know that Snooglypher is Snooglyphin, sorry, is an orc fanboy. He does enjoy them orky boys.
Because who doesn't like a good war? And it is war. It's not wag.
Wag.
Them boys love it. They like a good fight.
Fighting around the world.
Fighting around the world. The world.
Fighting around the galaxies.
It's only a green unit that they seek. Well, to be honest, not really. It's not a green universe they seek. All they seek is the best fights. The best fights. With the hardest boys.
Indeed. I think one of the books I read was I don't get quite a funny quote. It was like an Imperial Guard squad was coming up against a load of orcs, and the war chief or whatever he was going, "Oh, not you, boring Yumis, you sound weak," and then they just shot him in the head. It was great.
See, I will always enjoy the Imperial Guardsman's uplifting primer.
Oh, I've got that book.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you've got a copy of it.
I do.
I think you've also got a copy of the amended Imperial Guardsman's primer, where they deliberately printed out pages of it that look like somebody sticky taped another page over the top.
I have to bring it on the next stream and just read out verses of
Glorious quotes on how to defeat the armies of the enemies of the Imperium.
It's basically just 40k flavour Sun Tzu Art of War. Oh, God.
Yeah, that'll happen to you, Richard.
What's he done?
Playing Hotline Miami for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, it will kick the shit out of you.
I like the idea of that game, but I don't like that game. Like, I'm so bad at it. I mean, is it even possible to be good at it?
Yes. There is a
Okay.
possibility of being very, very good at it, but you have to be twitchy as fuck.
Yeah, I just don't have the reaction time for it.
Twin stick top-down shooter? It's like, yeah, you've got to be twitchy as fuck.
Oh, I'll tell you what, speaking of twin stick top-down shooters, it's not exactly top-down, it's more 3D, but did you ever play a game called Kill Team?
Yes, I did.
That was
I
so
completed it.
good.
I think it's only on PlayStation, I think it was.
I had it on the Xbox 360.
I know it certainly wasn't crossplay, because that didn't exist
Yeah.
when it originally came out, but yes. I was disappointed that it was only 2-player.
Yeah.
I made my way through it as the tech marine, because he could drop turrets,
Yeah. I went a bit heavy.
and turrets are god. Also melter guns, because
Hell
who doesn't like a bit of armor penetrating murder? Obviously the enemies of the Emperor, because they like their armor to not be penetrated, and they like their murder to be of the opposition. But I love that game.
It came out on Steam.
Did it?
Yeah, not too long ago. I think it was a year or two ago. It came out on Steam. But unfortunately, they didn't add in
It's only
online. It's couch co-op only. which for PC is a bit shit.
It is.
So it's just like that game was screaming out for a nice online co-op mode to just be. It just needed porting, you know. Just needed added into that port on Steam.
Would have been sexy.
Yeah, if someone wants to mod that game and add that in, I will play you with it. Good game. Enjoyed the shit out of that.
GG. Okay.
Oh, come on. Sorry, I've got the really awkward bit. I'm trying to get the rivets metalled up without painting anything else.
Nice.
So if I'm a bit quiet, that's the reason.
I am getting my bits and pieces stuck together.
Nice.
I am getting very, very close to actually finishing this.
Oh my god.
The horror!
I will be the one who doesn't finish a model this time. To be honest, I'm trying to paint the tank, so I might be painting this tank for a few weeks, so I might mix it up and do another Tower Boy to next stream.
Well, to be honest, you're painting a tank with actual sort of camouflage colour. If I bring one of my other tanks up, same sort of Leman Russ, good old-fashioned standard Cadian green here, you would have taken no time, because all there is a little bit of touch-up maybe here and there, and whatever you want to do with the barrels and stuff like that. It says metal and green, and that's it. 5, 10, 15 minutes. It takes less time for me to paint a tank than it does for me to paint any of our character models. In fact, it's taking me more time to paint these bikes because they've got fiddly bits on them.
I mean, I do love the colour scheme I've devised with my Imperial Guard, but fuck, it's a pain in the arse to paint.
You did take a long time deciding what you wanted, to be honest. Because it was one of the things that you actually came to me and says, I'm looking for this, I want to do this. And then, what colours do you recommend? So try this colour, and this colour.
Yeah.
These are really decent.
What I ended up with was great. I'm very happy with that. I think after I'm finished here, I might get a photo of one of me finished Imperial Guardsmen and post that up on the old hashtag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has a Twitter account and they want to post at us, we can put it up on the screen. It's at Bulls Paint Club. No, hashtag Bulls Paint Club. At is Facebook, isn't it?
Facebook.
You can also just at Bulamatari Million. I'll send a message my way.
Yes, that is also a thing. You know what? I realised that I had forgotten a different colour that I needed. Because I need to paint the actual bullets.
Ah.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My bladder is kicking me. I shall return. Luckily, things are dry, so it's all good.
It is. It's all good in the hood. Ooh, yeah. So, I am nearly at the point where I've done like a layer of this side here, which you can see just there. The colour scheme I've gone with is like a tiger stripe situation of two different kinds of greys. This is supposed to, it's like bluey greys. Might not come across perfectly on there, but it's supposed to sort of blend in with snowy, rocky landscapes, because the rest of the army is like a. I can't remember what the name of the planet I decided they came from, but it's one of the 3 ice worlds, and it's got I think it's the one that's got the industrial sort of colony on it. And it made sense to have the army there, because it's going to be a very heavily reliant on tanks army.
Vehicle heavy up.
Yeah.
Did say in the last one the newer rules with their battalions makes for very, very easy tank-based armies.
Oh, love it a lot.
They kind of started to do that in the earlier ones when they had the chimeras as part of a troop choice.
Yeah,
So the vehicle itself came free with the squad, I think.
but they were quite restrictive, weren't they, with what you could take in a battle?
It was a sense of that chimera had to go with that squad.
Yeah. I may pick up a Hellhound squad as well. So,
Hellhounds are nice fast attacks, and now, well, the Hellhounds themselves have multiple variants.
yeah.
So you can essentially take a couple of Hellhounds which are anti-vehicle, because there's one with a melter cannon on it.
Nice.
You can, in fact,
Here's one I prepared earlier.
here is one I prepared earlier. It's got the good old flamethrower on the front of it, but
Nice.
it has a whole multi-melter on it.
Nice.
And yeah, the nozzle itself, you have multiple different nozzle tips. I've just got the flamethrower on it. I can't remember where the other ones have gone, but there's one which essentially is like a poison cannon,
Oh, fuck. I didn't know. That's a new gun.
and one which is essentially just a longer ranged melter cannon.
Damn.
So you can just take them in and they'll absolutely laser the shit out of heavy armor. But, of course, the payoff is the fact that they're very, very lightly armored themselves.
Mm. Oh, blimey. Right, there we go.
Start sticking buttholes to seats.
Right, so that is that's that side sort of first, for the first coat it's done. Have a little look at that.
Some good stuff.
So yeah, one side panel finito, sort of. Obviously, once I've done the rest of the tank, I'll go over it with a wash, do some highlighting, some tidying. But yeah, not bad ski.
And then you gotta do it all over again on the other side.
Yeah, I definitely do. I've just spotted a little bit that I've missed, but to be honest, I can do that once to get the next colour out.
Oh! Something even more dangerous than dropping a paintbrush there, Dave.
Did you nearly drop a pot?
No. That is the most dangerous thing. But the thing that I did was I dropped a glued component.
Oh, glue it to
So-
the floor.
It could have stuck to anything. It would be lost forever until I tried doing something. And then be like, what the fuck is this here?
Oh man. Oh,
Seriously, it's the model builder's remorse.
absolutely.
Dropping anything is just...
Definitely. Trying to find the... I've lost the colour. Where is it? There it is. Celestial Grey. Pretty sure it was Celestial Grey, was it?
For
It was
main
Fenrisian
bits.
Blue.
Fenrisian blue for the main bits, Celestial grey for the big stripes, and then you white it up the edges.
Yeah, it was Celestial that I'm looking for. See, I found another grey that I use on the Slanesh. I use for the other Tiger Stripe on my units.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah.
we did try to go through very, very similar paint colours in order to contrast and complement each other.
Yeah.
So there was just enough sort of disparity that it would look like actual camouflage, but not be like too powerful, like going straight from red to green.
Yeah. So it's like it's got blues, it's got greys, it's got purples, it's got white, and that's just ice world theme, which just I'm really happy with it, and yeah, can't say enough about how chuffed I is with how it came out. It's my own little army. That's my own colour scheme.
Because everybody is allowed their own flavour.
Indeed. Fuck. Please fuck out there.
It's like, everybody's allowed their own flavour. Of course they are. Shit.
Well, there's another bit I'm going to have to touch up. I was a bit overindulgent with the amount of paint I had on my brush, and it's just splodged over the side where the standard grey is.
No, I'm looking at what I've got right here, and you can see a lot of touch-up points. But what I'll do is I'll do those off cam. And I will essentially show people the glory that is my little bunch of bikes, because I am almost done.
Nice. I think if you get your bike stuck together, I'll finish this side of this tank. I think that might be a decent place to call it, because we did say it was going to be till 9, didn't we? And it's just gone now.
So just a touch more. Will not kill us.
By the way, don't go turning your monitors off yet. We've still got a fair ways to go. A few minutes just to finish this up. Yeah.
Another 15 minutes to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'll do is I'll do all me shading and touch-ups, and once again I will send the good Sir Dave, Mr. Bulamatari, down there, a photograph of the actual finished product, and he'll be like, "Yo, do this."
Yeah, I'll tweet that out using the hashtag. So if you ever want to know what it looks like when it's finished, you'll get a nice picture over on the old twit. Fuck. I need slightly more paint. Not enough to justify a whole new splodge, but just enough to make me open the bloody paint can.
Get a bit of a tickle.
Yeah. Right. That's a lot of paint on my brush. Fucking hell. Dab, dab, dab.
Dab for the Emperor.
Indeed.
So a minor flicker of light there. I thought, I hope something hasn't fallen off this bloody thing.
What was it?
It was just a flicker of light, surprisingly. I was being spooked by my movable light.
Yeah.
Deciding today is the day that I might want to just give you a heart attack.
Or a seizure.
Oh, God, no.
Well, I'm just going, whilst you're sticking that together, I'm just going to start on the other side with the new paint scheme.
I can't do it, Dave. I can't leave some of these touch-ups. It's like blatantly obvious where I've trimmed them off the sprue.
Oh no.
Luckily, it's mostly silver. Just need to be careful that I don't knock it completely out of his hands.
Indeed. It's going. Oh, I'm painting basically very light colour of black, essentially. So this is going to take a few coats. Why did I used to undercoat my paints, my models in black? Grey is so much easier. Yes, Paddy's painting his Marines as Smurfs.
I'm making Ultra Smurfs because I am essentially I was just too lazy to paint them a different colour from what I was getting in the Conquest set. I'd also already painted my Dark Imperium set. Oh no, wait, I painted my Dark Imperium set Dark Angels, not Smurfs, but the newest one.
Go on, you can remember.
No, it was the Conquest set.
Yeah.
My brain is slowly fading as the night goes on.
It's alright, not long to go now. I was stretch, mate. But yeah, I was just too young to think of anything original when I got my first Space Marines, so they're all Smurfy.
Oh, my first Space Marines are completely different.
I really like the what's the orange? Is the orange ones the Imperial Fists?
The yellow ones are the Imperial Fists.
Yeah,
There's a lot of different ones which are orange. If I have a look, there's one because I actually have a poster on my wall with Space Marine chapters.
Oh, nice.
And there's the Exorcists, the Fire Lords, the Genesis chapter. They are all orange.
Okay.
And then there are some with some highlights on them, like the Red Talons have got orange shoulder pads and red armor. The Knight Griffin are like a golden yellowy orange. And then there's a lot of them which are just gold. So
Yeah.
they sort of look orange on here.
I always like the look of the Imperial Fists. If I was gonna go for another Space Marine army, I'd definitely go either Imperial Fists or Salamanders or something.
I would love to have basically had a Salamander's army. Not just because, green is cool as fuck. But I like the model in the Salamanders as well.
Yeah. I liked the who was the that chapter hero with the one with the claws?
Are you talking about Shrike?
Possibly.
From the Raven Guard. KV and Shrike had the jump pack and the two big lightning claws.
Potentially, yeah. Whenever I saw him, he was always painted in salamander colour. Oh man, do you know what? Starting from this last at the start of the stream, essentially, and ending up with this, that's so much nicer.
It is.
The little white highlight accent thing was really just made it pop a bit more.
It brings the camouflage scheme together, really.
Yeah.
Looks good. That is all that matters.
No.
Okay.
Happy with that.
And jelly spoons.
Just gonna...
Obviously with a little bit of touch-up. Here it is.
It does look a bit acrobatic, doesn't it? Oh, there's your boy.
There's me bikes.
Happy days.
And I will send actual pictures later on, once I have them all.
I've got the exact same bikes. I've got a set of 3 normal bikes and an assault bike with exactly the same weapons on.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they gave you in the Conquest set.
Yeah.
At some point in time, I might send you big pictures of the full army when I've got everything done.
Nice.
But hopefully, it's all good.
Well, anyway, that's a great place to call it. We've both made some good progress today. It's been really nice and chill. Thank you very much to the people who've been here. Thank you so much to Snooglyphin, Mev, and Firepower Games for the wonderful chatmosphere. All the little lurky lurkers in the background. We have had more or less viewers. Thank you to anyone who's going to watch this in the future, either while it's still on the Twitch channel or on YouTube. Feel free to hit the follow button, subscribe on YouTube. I've got a Patreon if you want to chuck us a few quid, help me get a new graphics card. And yeah, thank you from both of us and from Machin, who had to go because
had to bail halfway for his week. This is what This is what the traitorous powers lend to you, weakness.
All right. So it's a goodbye from me, and
Goodbye from me. Toodles.
it's all right. Well,